This is John Keeney,
And this is Colleen Ogle.
bringing you the news that King Avenue Church will be open for in-person worship in just a few weeks, Sunday, June 14th.
Sunday, June 14th? That's Flag Day. I love Flag Day. Have we been waiting to reopen worship all this time just so we could have a special Flag Day celebration?
No, Colleen, we haven't been waiting until Sunday, June 14th to reopen because it's Flag Day. We've been waiting for the curve to flatten and for public health officials to instruct us on what we need to do in order to come together safely. We've been studying their guidelines, making careful plans, and now we're ready. It's actually an opportunity for our congregation to model a safe and healthy environment for people to come together in public.
Okay, for whatever reason, I'm really looking forward to seeing folks again. Seems like it's been a long time. I've been practicing a whole new set of habits just for the occasion.
New habits? Do you plan to stop interrupting me all the time when I was...
No, not that habit. I'm learning to smile with my eyebrows and to hug myself instead of others.
Smiling with your eyebrows?
Yes, I'm going to be wearing a cloth face mask while I'm at church and people won't see my mouth, so the eyebrows will have to make up the difference. And when I want to shake their hand and give them a big hug, I'm going to hug myself instead and send it in their direction so I can keep a 6-foot distance between us.
Man, that sounds like a lot of dates I had in college.
We won't go there, John.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll have to all learn new habits. Fortunately, there will be greeters at the west and south doors ready to provide everyone with a clean mask and a squirt of hand sanitizer.
Like this.
They'll also give a friendly greeting. Ushers will help seat people by households so that groups can be spaced at a 6-foot distance. Let's show people what that will look like.
Okay. Well, John, some people may have enjoyed participating in worship online at home in their pajamas, and some may not be ready to come into public spaces yet on June 14th.
We won't forget about those who worship at home. Volunteers will record one of our worship services, upload it on the online worship website, and make it available for viewing by 1 o'clock every Sunday. Online worship is here to stay. It's kind of ironic that for years we've been taking baby steps to making online worship an option for people who are homebound, have moved, or are traveling. Now it's almost like in-person worship is the option.
I'm kind of jealous that online worshipers get to sleep in. It'll be hard for me to get used to getting here in time for the Morning Blend worship service again.
You're going to need to arrive even earlier than before, Colleen. We're adding an 8 a.m. worship service in the sanctuary. This will be for people who have the conditions that make them medically vulnerable.
8 a.m. worship in the sanctuary? You'll have to preach fast, or we'll be getting late to Morning Blend worship.
If you'd let me finish, I'd explain that there are 3 worship services on Sunday morning starting June 14th. 8 a.m. in the sanctuary, 9:30 in Fellowship Hall, and 11 a.m. in the sanctuary. Physical distance guidelines mean that our sanctuary capacity is only 80 persons, and Fellowship Hall will be only 40. So that there is time to sanitize the sanctuary between services, we will be asking people to arrive for worship no more than 15 minutes ahead of schedule.
Face masks, physical distance, hand sanitizers, 3 services. Whew! Don't hold back. Are there any other changes I should know about?
Well, since you asked, the main one is that the children's messages and worship connections will remain on the online format because it's hard for a group of children to understand the need for physical distance. Chris, Andrew, Iris, and a small group of soloists and household ensemble musicians, rather than blenders and summer choir, will offer our praise music and guide our congregational singing. Communion will also remain online for now.
John, Is there going to be anything about in-person worship that the pandemic hasn't changed?
Sure, the spirit of worship at King Avenue will not change one bit. We are still a community of believers called by God's reconciling grace to welcome, honor, and nurture all persons in their Christian journey with Christ. God's inclusive love and God's forgiveness and God's care for all persons will always be part of our church. When I first came to King Avenue and worshiped here 15 years ago, I was so struck by the spirit of grace and acceptance. And that spirit of grace and acceptance will still be with us. We will continue to sing and praise and pray and worship together and bless one another.
That is good enough for me. My eyes are smiling.
We're both looking forward to seeing you at in-person worship on June 14th or being with you in spirit on online worship.
Until then, may God continue to bless you.